Hi everybody, it's Dee Alexander and welcome back to my channel. And today I have a very special guest and I'm so excited about. This is my husband Eric Alexander, and he is just thrilled and pumped and so stoked to be on this. Can you tell? Are you? Yeah, he's stoked. So our topic today is love and relationships in middle age. That's us. And so, sometimes age matters and sometimes it really doesn't matter. I'm 6 years older than Eric, and I don't think that makes any difference to either one of us. But by the time you hit your 40s and 50s and 60s, you've had a lot of life experiences, and you bring those into your relationships. We've been together, we'll be married 25 years on Valentine's Day, and we've been together 2 years before that. So we brought a blended family into our situation. He had 3 kids, I had 2, and now we've got 5 grandkids between the 5 kids. So we've been busy, and we love them, and that's one of the joys of our life is the grandkids. But as as you get older, your relationships begin to change. Physically, you can't do the things you used to do sometimes because of illness or whatever. Your job situation changes, and there's a lot of things that you have to deal with in middle age in a relationship that you might not have had to deal with. One of them I know is how your body changes and the things that you have to go through with that. Don't you think that's huge?
Yes, a big change.
Yeah.
Big change.
Yeah.
Yes.
And things that you used to could do, you might not be able to do. I've got an artificial knee now, so there's a lot of things that I haven't been able to do that I used to. And then, things like what they call the empty nest syndrome, your children leaving. Our children have never left. They're always been here. Somebody's always been with us. So we've never experienced that, have we?
I don't know what that is.
We're looking forward to the day when we have an empty nest for a little while anyway. But and then you have the other side of the generation where we had to take care of my mom for 3 years. She was in her 80s, and she lived with us for 3 years before she passed away. So we had a daughter and 2 kids, and we had my mom there at the same time. So we had every generation from 3-year-olds to 89-year-olds. Chase, that's our grandson Chase. Can you be quiet, honey? And then your work, your expectations when you were younger of all the ideas that you had and all the dreams that you had for your career, a lot of times they don't, they don't materialize.
No, not at all.
And in fact, it's, a lot worse than you expected. Eric's been sick. He's got stage 4 kidney failure and, may have to go on dialysis one day. And so that's on his mind and worries him. And he lost his job last year because he was sick. And so that's not where he expected to be. He expected to be working until he was probably, 65 or 70. But it didn't work out that way.
No.
So how does that make you feel that you lost your job and having to deal with this?
It's something that I'm dealing with on a day-to-day basis. Been working ever since I was 16 years old, and all of a sudden to find yourself not getting up in the morning and going and doing what you're so used to doing, it's an adjustment. It's a major adjustment, and it's something ongoing. I'm having to deal with it daily.
Do you think it's different for men with kind of like men's egos?
I think it's a little bit different with men because, we've been taught that, we are the breadwinners. We are the ones that's supposed to do this and do that. And all of a sudden to find yourself not in that position, fortunately with us, I've always, that's really never been an issue with me per se, because you always have been the one that made the most money, and that's never been an issue with me. It was just a contributing part of it that bothers me. And, I think, being at home and having to have to watch my grandson give me a little sanity. You know, it gives me
Purpose.
something
Yep.
that I know that I'm needed to do in this particular season of my life.
Right, and you're contributing more that way than you are, you know, to me by working because, you know, he's got the privilege of having you taking care of him every day, and you guys are best buddies, and that's going to be something he'll remember for the rest of his life. So another thing that is funny is the difference in the cultures and the things that, you know, when we were younger. No, we can't go to the pool, buddy. Okay, it's too cold to go to the pool. But anyway, you know, it's changes in the culture. I remember, you know, being able to, like we talked about yesterday, or day before yesterday on that other video, used to be able to sing every song on the radio, and now I don't even know what they're talking about. I mean, it really makes you feel old. But as far as relationships go, you know, like I said, you see a lot of couples, you know, that have been married 30, 40 years get a divorce at this time of life because, you know, it's you know, they're bored with each other. They don't, you know, enjoy each other's company anymore. And I'm glad that we're not, you know, dealing with that.
No.
We had all our bad issues and problems at the beginning, which was good because we got it out of the way. And now I think we appreciate each other.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you?
Oh, yeah.
A lot more.
A lot more. Yeah. Yeah, those bumps in the road make you appreciative of that other person a whole lot more, especially when you find yourself in situations health-wise where you really need somebody, you know,
help you. Yeah.
to help you. It's reassuring.
Right. And another thing that I was looking at that really kind of affected me was, you know, when we had to take care of my mom. And that was really, Eric was the best. He helped take care of her. He did everything that, you know, any nurse would have to do for her, and she really loved him. And I think we got a lot out of that experience. And your mom and dad were sick too. They didn't live with us, but we were, you know, having to take care of them too in a way. But when you get older and you get to this age and you start having health problems, you start thinking of your mortality and about dying. And I know especially when my heart issue happened, I really felt scared that, you know, I wasn't going to be around. I want to see him. He's our youngest grandson. He's 5. And I want to see him be able to take care of himself and, you know, get through college or whatever he decides to do in his career. But it really worries me, and I don't want to leave Eric, you know, alone. So those are, I think, issues that people our age deal with. But definitely in a romantic relationship kind of deal and sexually and that kind of thing, things do change. Not to get into it too deep, but things do change, and, you know, life, you aren't as young and spry as you used to be, and things don't work the way they used to sometimes. So, you know, give him a hug, Grandpa. He wants a hug. This is Chase. Say hi, Chase.
Hi.
Say, I am so cool. Are you cool?
Yeah.
All right, go sit down while Grandpa and Grandma talk, okay? Say bye, everybody.
Bye, Josh.
Say bye, everybody. He keeps us fresh and alive, doesn't he?
Definitely.
Yeah, we can't get old and crusty with him around, that's for sure. But I think the main part is that you have to have patience with each other. You have to give grace and mercy to each other in any relationship, not just when you're getting to this point. But our faith has really helped us get through a lot of things. And, you know, that may not be your gig, but, you know, it's definitely helped us. And our belief in God and how He, you know, He controls everything we believe. So, you know, we put our trust in Him. And it's just been a rough year and a half since, you know, Eric got sick. But,
Yeah.
you know, anything you want to add to that?
Well, you know, it's something that I think about a lot now. When you touch on the case of your mortality now, you can't live without kidneys.
Right.
It's just plain and simple. And when you know something is gradually deteriorating to the point where ultimately it's going to stop.
Right.
You tend to look at things a whole lot different now.
Your perspective changes, yeah.
Oh, a whole lot. You know, your perspective changed greatly. I enjoy my time with my grandkids. I want to see him. I want to see Ariel. I want to see my
older
ones become adults, hopefully. But I know that unless certain things happen, technically I won't. You know, and that's sad, and that's also depressing. And I found myself a lot of times just sitting, and you'll ask me sometimes what's wrong or what am I thinking about. Well, my mind is thinking about that, and I don't want to burden you with it because you got enough on your plate right now carrying the football. So it's something to get an adjustment to, and
Chase.
I don't know. Anytime that I'm around him, I'm grateful that I'm able to watch him because it puts a smile on my face, and it keeps me happy in those depressing times.
Right. So we kind of the topic was love and relationships, and it comes back again. We came back all the way around back to the health issue again. If I could tell anybody anything, if you're younger and you're in good health, don't screw it up. Exercise, lose the weight you need to do what you need to do to take care of yourself. You don't want to be in the position where you're sick and you can't get out and do the things that you want to do. And the other thing, like we talked about, him and I talked about, was your finances. When you get older and you think you had all these dreams of what you're going to do when you retire, and you realize that you didn't plan well enough, and you're not going to be able to retire with that, all the things that you wanted to do. If I could tell anybody anything, in your younger years, don't screw your credit up, and make sure that you put money away. Get a job where where you have the opportunity to put money away, and your company helps match it. That's probably the best way. And anything else on that?
I think that, to touch on the subject of love and relationships, I would probably say the number one reason many relationships fail is finances.
Oh, yeah. That's a top thing I think couples argue over is money.
Is money.
Yeah.
And we've never had arguments about finances. When we got into when we started dating and then ultimately became husband and wife, we both put into a pot, and we drew from the same pot.
Right.
I've heard of couples who she has her account, he has his account. I'll pay this bill, you pay that bill.
That don't make sense.
I never could quite grasp that. My mother and father never done that, and that was my example. I don't believe your mom and dad ever did that. And it's kind of shocking to me. So you have to really love really has to play a part, and your faith had to play a huge part. Has to be that proverbial triangle. You and me with God at the center of it all.
At the top. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And if you got that, love and relationships, and that'll come easily.
Right.
Like I said, like you said earlier, we're going to be approaching 25 years here. That's a major milestone. Many of our friends who we've been with,
they're not here anymore.
They're not here, and many of them are divorced, and I don't know what their particular problems were. We've had our share of problems, but we've also kept our faith, and that's what's helped us through those hard times.
Right. Well, I don't know what else, anything else you got to say?
keep God as the center of your being. Keep God in the forefront. Rely on Him heavily. If you are with somebody who you love and that you want to be with for the rest of your life, like we are, if you have God in your heart and you giving yourself to Christ and you got that to lean on, that journey becomes much, much easier and much more fun.
Enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've been like I said, we've been places together that, you know, for the first time. I saw the ocean for the first time when I was, 50. And we've done things. We went to the Grand Canyon together. We've been to Las Vegas. We got married in Las Vegas. You what?
Yeah.
What?
We flew for the first time
yeah,
together.
both of us flew together. So there's a lot of firsts that we've done together, which it really helps, really help bring us together. Now, are we, financially independent? No. We live payday to payday just like everybody else. But we've been able to do some fun things, and thank God that we've been able to do them. And I'm looking forward to being able to do, some things with my grandkids as they get older. So, our life isn't as romantic as it used to be, but we still love each other, and I think that's the key.
Well, it
and
depends
we respect
on what
each
you,
other.
It depends, I think, also in what you call romantic.
Right.
When you're young,
Yeah.
and I can speak as for men, and we have that testosterone raging, and the only thing that seems to be important to us is, when are we gonna do it again?
Right.
That's
true.
When are we gonna do it again? And that was at that time. As you get older, and you become more aware of what love is, and
Right.
you start enjoying those little things. Binge watching together. That's one of those things that me and Dee do now. And it's that time together, watching television, spending that time together. I mean, I could be out running the street if I was that kind of guy. Or I could be in my room and she could be in her room, and but we have that time together, and that's something special. I love my wife, and I love every moment that we spend together. So, is sex important? It is at its time. It's not something we mark on the calendar and we say, okay, on this date we're going to do this. It's spontaneous. And if it happens, great. If it doesn't happen, great.
It's not built around that.
It's not built around that. Our relationship isn't built on that. Our relationship is built on love. And I could just be as satisfied sitting next to her, holding her hand, talking to her, as I am making love to her. And that's one of the things I think has kept us together.
Yep.
And I'm happy for it. I think she's happy for it. And I would think, I would hope that people that are within our age range, I believe that middle age range, I think if you spoke to those people who have been together for a period of time, and they spoke to you honestly, they'll tell you the same thing. As you get older, you find out what's really important.
And what's my favorite thing? What would I rather have than anything in the world?
Rather have anything in the world? Your phone.
No, I'm talking about that you could do for me.
Oh.
It has 10 digits. Rubbing my feet.
Rubbing.
I
her
would
feet.
rather have my foot rubbed than have anything else.
And
tell you.
that's something that I'm working on. I haven't gotten fully there because that's just a thing with me. But I'm getting
He'll
there.
do it if I kind of make him feel guilty.
And right. And if it makes her happy, I break down and I'm like, okay, honey, I'll do it.
All right. All right, well, I don't know if that helped anybody, but if you got any questions, if you got any subjects or topics you want to talk about, put them down in the comments, and we will talk to y'all later. Peace out.